You're watching Tackle Talk Live, now into our 6th season as your #1 resource for bass tournament information, with a primary focus on both Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. Your hosts, Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff and Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean. Two guys with years of successful tournament experience on all levels. Guys who understand the importance of good information. Anglers willing to share their knowledge to help you become a better angler. So pay close attention as these guys give you more insight on how, when, and where to catch winning stringers. Here are your hosts of Tackle Talk Live, Steve Graff and Kevin Jean.
Hello, folks. I'm Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean, and I'm right here in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Kevin's down there in Lafayette. And Kevin, we got a good show today. We got, of course, we're starting to get in our championship season now. Some of these circuits are having one, and Texas Team Trail just had theirs. And we got a special guest today. Who is it?
Yeah, we got Cole Moore on, Steve. Cole come in second time this year. We've had him on the show. Not second win. He's won plenty this year. But this is Cole Moore, Cody Pitt won the Texas Team Trail Championship this past weekend on Sam Rayburn. This is actually their second Texas Team Trail event to win in a row. That's what's impressive to me. These guys, they do it on Toledo Bend, but these two guys do it everywhere. I mean, they do it on Sam Rayburn. They're winning it. Where was it Belton? I think it was Belton, Texas Team Trail event they won over there. They're just not home guys on Toledo Bend. They can do it everywhere. Cole is about as hot as they come. Cody too. I mean, both of these guys, when you put both of these two in the boat together, they're the real deal. And man, they're doing it all over the state of Texas and Louisiana.
Yeah. And I don't know their techniques. I don't know. I think these guys were good before forward facing sonar. I mean, they're not FFS guys, are they?
Well,
they are, but
Cole is. They did it before forward facing sonar.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. And then they have learned the technique. They have learned forward face sonar, especially Cole. And they've put it to use. There's no doubt about that.
Well, people have asked me, what separates the guys that are really good at it and those that aren't? Is it some mathematical equation? I said, no, it's one simple thing.
It's time
on the water.
Yeah,
that's it. And I don't care what technique you're using. If you've never done it before, you got to get out there and you got to practice it. And that's what a lot of these guys did in the fall. Let's face it, so many anglers are deer hunters and squirrel hunters and duck hunters, and they can't wait for hunting season because they can put their boat up for a while, get their mindset off of bass fishing and go to hunting. But that's all fine and dandy. But when forward facing sonar came out, a lot of these young guys, they didn't go hunting. They got on the lake and they learned how to use that piece of equipment to the best of their knowledge, and they got good with it.
Yeah, and you use it, Steve, to you're not doing, a lot of guys think you use it just to find the fish. My thing is the guys that are really good at it, and Cole in particular, you're using it to look for what the big fish are holding on.
Yeah.
Finding that stump in 12, 15 foot of water, finding the right brush pile with the right fish on it, so on and so forth. Finding the grass line. You can use it for several different things, not just locating the fish, but you're also looking for what the structure they're holding on.
Well, the time it is saved, I know for me, especially this time of year, I'm big on boat docks. I can pull into a pocket and I can scan 3 or 4 boat docks just trolling and never wet a hook on any of them, because if there's no fish on them, whereas the old school way, you'd have had to go flip all those and mark the ones you caught fish on, and then you'd know to come back to that one. But it's definitely a game changer, especially when it comes to scouting. I mean, it's a definite game changer. But we'll talk more about that. We'll get Cole on here in just a little bit. We've got Bass Champ Scooter Owners results. Kevin had a good tournament over there at Lake Fork. They caught them again. Big fish over 10 came in.
Yeah, no, they did well.
And then later on in the program, and hey, call your buddies, because we've got some ABA, American Bass Anglers. They got some issues. It's been hot topic on all the podcasts nationwide with the checks bouncing, what's going on with the ABA. I'm gonna go into some good detail today, things that I have seen and heard direct from ABA, and we'll talk more about that today. What's going on? Are they gonna have any more tournaments? We'll talk about that. And so anyway, that's going to be a good topic. Stay tuned for that in the second half of the show. But first, we're going to take a quick break. and recognize a few of our sponsors. When we return, we're going to visit with Cole Moore. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category, Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Spread the word, please. Let everybody know that we're out there. And we want to thank you for tuning us in. This segment is presented by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. Hey, you need something, rod, reels, fishing tackle. You go to Toledo Bend, you'll pass right by if you're crossing that, what's that, Highway 6 bridge right there at what creek is that, Kevin? I'm losing my mind. Carice Creek.
Carice Creek?
Cross Creek. Or actually, before you cross Carice Creek, you'll have Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle right there. The Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches. Need insurance, boat, car, truck, they've got it. Toledo Health Clinic. Get a hook in your hand. You don't feeling good, go to Toledo Health Clinic. Cypress Knee Outdoors, a great staff, great store, fully stocked with everything for hunting and fishing. Toledo Bend Bass Series, a great tournament trail. First year, their inaugural season, they've had a great turnout for that. Shimano and Power Implements Marine, located in Iowa, Louisiana. If you mention Tackle Talk Live, you'll get $500 off the purchase of a new or used boat or $50 off your first service ticket. All right, on the Tackle Talk hotline, Kevin, tell them who we got.
Got Mr. Cole Moore. It sounds like he's sitting in his truck with the rain hitting his truck, because that's all I hear is rain. Cole,
Yes.
You there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Sorry about the rain.
No, you're good. I was assuming you was going to be on a guy trip this morning, but assuming that you got ran off the lake. Sounds like.
We did get run off, but we did get to catch some for a few hours before it hit, and we just made it in barely in time. So that's a good thing.
Got you. Good deal. Cole, man, congratulations! Huge win this past weekend for you and Cody Pitt, winning the Texas Team Trail Championship. And I know that was the main thing. Kind of talking to you early in the year, you and Cody decided to jump into Texas Team Trail this year mainly because you wanted to fish that championship.
Yes, sir, that is correct. And it's kind of one of them deals with the Brandon Belt Fishing Series not being around this year. We're not having that tournament trail to fish. And then, I don't know, I think me and Cody was talking about it. Texas Team Trail was having one on Toledo Bend. Was looking forward to that, and have one on Rayburn. And I think with his work schedule just worked out, and he's like, I'm home for all of them. I was like, well, that's not the only tournament trail around here that we could, jump in together and fish. So that was the plan. Like I said, yes, for the championship being on Sam Rayburn in the 1st of June, we like the thoughts of that. So that's what kind of our decision, made our decision.
Well, Cole, let's talk about practice. Did you get a day of practice, or was it completely dead water the whole week before the tournament?
No, sir. Texas Team Trail, on every regular season event, you get 1 day of practice the day before, and then the championship is the 2-day tournament. You get 2 days of practice.
Oh, okay. How'd that go?
It was very, very hot and very cool, because I don't know if y'all been over there lately, but Sam Rayburn, it's already almost jumped into what I would call like a July-August pattern, where if you don't have your fish caught or found before 8:30, 9 o'clock, you're screwed, because the rest of the day is tough, very tough. And normally it don't happen till the end of June or 1st of July when that really starts kicking in. But man, it was a struggle, like you say. So each morning of practice, you literally had an hour or two to do a lot of looking to find an area that had the right size fish, or then after that, they either won't bite for you, so you won't know what size they are, or they just scatter out or suspend in like September and stuff. It's hard to find like an individual spot. So it's pretty tough to practice.
Mm-hmm.
So Cole, going into the day, I read the article. It said y'all had to catch them pretty early, as you're alluding to. You caught them all pretty early, and then it was done. On day one, you had 28 pounds. How quick did that go down that morning?
I think Cody caught the last goat like a 5.5 pounder and called out like a 3 pounder, and we walked up there and looked at the Garmin. I think it was like 7:55, so almost 8 o'clock.
Wow.
And that kind of, and we had everything else by like, I think they let us leave at 6, a little after 6 with our boat number. We really had most all of them by 7 or 7:15, and we knew we needed to get a little upgrade, just a little bit more. We fished around there for a little bit to get one more before we left. But yeah, it happened before 8 o'clock the day one.
So I'm assuming that's one spot, or are you pulling up, hitting something real quick and then hitting another?
No, we got lucky. It was one spot.
Gotcha.
Wow. Now, did that hold up for both days?
Yes, sir, it did. I've never done it before. Fished a multiple day tournament on one spot, but
wow.
Day two, at about 30 minutes, it was over. We couldn't catch nothing else.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but all right. So if we're gonna jump to day 2 here, you had a 10 pounder on day 2 also.
Correct. That definitely, that's kind of sealed the deal and saved the day, because the fish day one was better quality. Seemed like the bites we was getting. Now take in mind, it's not like typical old time summertime pad, like where you're just catching fish every cast and you catch 20 or 30 of them. No, we're fishing for 30 minutes for like 6 to 8 bites, but they're the right size. And like I say, day one we had a couple 7 pounders, a 5 pounder, like some heavy 4s, whatever we had, but like the quality was better. Well, day 2, everything we was setting the hook on that morning was 3 3/4 to like 4.5. There was none of them 5+ pounders, so we was struggling, and I knew we needed at least mid-20s the second day to have a shot at it. Yeah. But and then it kind of at the end of the flurry, I threw a big worm out there, and first cast with a big worm, I got the bite and caught the one right at 10. So that definitely helped us out.
Yeah, and you're correct. That did kind of seal the deal, because you won by like little less than 3 pounds.
Yeah.
And Hayden Heck and Milton Adams had 50.12. Y'all came in with 53.07. So
Cole, is this a place where you're pulling up, and I mean, I'm assuming you're not scanning. They're all there. You're just pulling up, trolling motor down, looking at them with a Garmin, making the cast, or are you pulling up nothing, just casting?
It's kind of one of them deals. Like I said, I found them in practice with side scan, and I checked them 2 or 3 different times to know the timing and know exactly where they're at what time. and I never really looked around there with my Garmin. Just I really didn't want to get spotted there, so I kept leaving it and going through the practice. When Cody asked, is like what I'd found, and I was like, I don't know what's there. I said, I really think we can catch over 20, but I never dreamed that there was that kind of weight, that size fish until day one. I think we didn't even look up there with scope. We just went to casting, and the first bite, Cody caught a 7-pounder. I was like, dang, I didn't know them was up there. And when I looked up there with a scope, I could see them. I was like, yeah, there's several big ones up there. But no, the way the wind direction had us blowing, you really couldn't see them with scope. You could scan up there and look and see fish, but we was just spot locked and making a certain cast over and over.
Football jigs, big worm, big crankbait.
Yeah, Strike King 6XD was the deal for getting us a good solid bag pretty early, catching several fish on it, and then I think day one the football jig produced 1 or 2 big ones, and day two that's when I caught that big one on a big worm.
Cole, did you sit on it for 2 days and just stay on it where nobody else could come get on it, or did you move and maybe try to come back to it later in the day? What was your strategy on protecting the spot?
Well, it's kind of there's only one other team that we even thought might know about it, and we knew them. But as far as anybody else, we wasn't too worried about anybody else fishing it and just sitting on it all day. And that's one thing we don't like to do, is sit on a spot very long, because all you're doing is educating the fish. So
yeah,
as soon as they would stop biting both days, we, like I said, the first day we left them, and when we come back and looked at it, I don't know, 9 or 10 o'clock, and it wasn't a ghost town, but it didn't look very good. Like, there was very few fish up there, so it was definitely just a morning feeding spot.
Yeah.
I know you said it was tough after the initial morning bite. Cole, was you able to upgrade throughout the day anymore? Did you catch any other fish? Did you have any other spots that had some fish on it, or was it just all in on that morning bite on that spot?
Yeah. Did you just order pizza and go to the bank?
Well, yeah. Well, we thought going after our practice, I thought we could catch a good limit there, and I thought we could run enough brush piles. I had some brush piles found with some big ones in it. I think Cody had seen a spot. He said there's some big ones on it, but we just didn't know the timing. And shoot, after that first day, we run all that stuff, and I was like, boy, I'm glad we had that first spot, or it was that good. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And both days, we had another spot that definitely had some giant fish on it, and they were bass. I lost one of them the first day, but we could, after 8 o'clock, we could not make a fish bite or any quality fish. We did catch a couple fish, but nothing with any size.
Well, and another thing too, I was just looking at the standings from day one. The top 10, really top 11 teams, all had over 20 pounds. So the fishing was evidently good real early in the morning for a lot of people, because you wasn't the only one that probably struggled after 8 or 9 o'clock. That's just typical Rayburn.
It is, yeah, and especially this time of the year. But man, like I say, normally 1st of June, Rayburn and Toledo Bend, you got till like 10 to 11 o'clock before it really gets tough. Well,
yeah.
I knew most of the guys that top 10 this past weekend, and I'm pretty sure I talked to every one of them, and they all said the same story. Like, it sucked after 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Cole, y'all weighed in early on day 2. And it was close. I mean, you didn't know if you had it won with only bringing 25 pound in, because a 30-pound sack can come in. What was the call on weighing in early, and what time did y'all weigh in?
Man, it was really fish care. I paid attention to them. I thought I was. Like, we had one of them die pretty early on us. Wasn't nothing I could do about it. Well, then as the day progressed, I noticed another one started getting weak. Well, it was like a 4.5 pounder. Ended up dying on me. I don't know why. Well, then we had another one start to die at like 12:30. And at that time, all we're doing is running from spot to spot. Mm-hmm. And we can, like I say, nothing's happening. We realize that. And I'm like, dude, all we're doing right now is losing weight for penalties if these fish keep dying. It's so hot. And so at 12:30, we made the decision, like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's always a chance of catching another big one. And now when we went to weigh in, I did not think we had it won, like you say, because it's Sam Rayburn. more than, well, let's see, probably the top 15 teams from day one has all caught over 30 pounds in the last year at Sam Rayburn.
Yeah.
So it definitely was, it was lockable for them to do it again. And it was just one of them deals, just saving as much weight as we could to go in early. And, you know, we still had a couple alive. So that's where we made that call, and we just decided to let it lay where it laid, see if anybody caught a bigger stringer.
Yeah, because looking at the weigh-in here on day one, you had five fish. Two didn't make it on day one, and same scenario on day two. So basically, 4 fish, 4 dead fish penalty. I mean, I bet you were thinking in your mind that could cost us.
Oh, definitely, yes, sir. I definitely was thinking that for sure.
Wow, that's great. And
well, Hayden Heck and them, what'd they catch? What was their day 2 weight, Steve?
26.10 is what they had. That was the biggest stringer, I think, of the tournament. No, 26.14 was.
Well, Cole and them had 28 on day 1.
True, 28 on that. Yeah, right. And
Gotcha.
So it was the third biggest stringer.
Yeah, and I mean Cole, because Hayden and them caught him okay on day 1, but looking at what they did last weekend, I mean, you're surely coming in thinking we just got to save as much weight as we can because it's going to be pretty close.
Right, and it's what got us is, you know, you can in the fishing you can always look back and say I should have done this, should have done that, but and like I say, that morning after I caught the 10, I had them all weighed on my scale, and we had 26 pounds. That's what they weighed, like 26.6 before the penalties, the dead fish penalties. And when, you know, 20, I was like, we got 28 the first day, 28 and a half, we got 26. So that puts it where all them other guys that's behind us have to at least catch 28 to 30 pounds to catch us. You know, and it can happen, but then when they started dying, I'm like, now we got 25. Now we're 25 pounds. Now they only got to catch 27 or 28 to catch us, or 29, whatever it was. I was like, we need to at least save what we can just to try.
Yeah.
Cole, what was probably, I mean, I don't know if you want to reveal it or not. Would you say there was one particular bait that said, well, if we hadn't been doing this or using this bait, we wouldn't have probably won it? Is there a certain bait that really did well for you? Crankbait, big worm, what?
I'd say the crankbait weighed more fish, more of the weight. But I think knowing as soon as the school kind of is not fired up to throw a big jig or a big worm in there for one more of those big bites, I think, you know, that's probably what separated it to go from low to mid 20s to high 20s. But
what depth were those fish setting in, Cole?
They kind of range from about 14 to 18 foot on the edge of a drop.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, you could tell, like in the morning they'd kind of be up there a little bit shallower, and like I'm not talking about a long time, I'm talking about minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes. You can notice they'd start getting a little deeper, and then probably 30 minutes and they're gone, or they're out there and suspended in trees or something. They're gone.
Cole, I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit here. Texas Team Trail overall, I mean, I know it's a great circuit. I mean, them and Bass Champs are the two big dogs. What are you hearing anything for changes for 2026 that may be coming down the road with regards to forward facing sonar? Have you heard any rumors, anything that you know might hold water?
Nothing far as a forward facing sonar.
Okay.
That there's nothing to do with it. I do know they have I think in 2026, I think it's like from now until the next or the first tournament next year or something, if you buy like a brand new Ranger or a brand new Nitro, you get all your entry fees paid. You get free entries on all the tournaments next year. I think that's the only change I've heard of so far.
Yeah. What? Wait a minute. Say that again.
If you purchase a new Ranger or Nitro, they have the dates. I think it's from like somewhere till now. If you buy a boat like 2025, like
a brand, it has to be a brand new boat from the dealership. Bass Champs does it with Skeeter. If you buy a brand new boat, you get your entry fee paid for that circuit.
I had never heard that.
Yep.
Yeah, Bass Champs has done it for a while. Matter of fact,
that's a hell of an incentive right there.
I qualified one year. We got Daryl and I got free entries to the Bass Champs one year because I had just bought a brand new Skeeter.
Wow.
But on Cole, completely changing gears real quick here, since you're not guiding, you're done off the water for the day. I'm gonna pick your brain. Lake Belton, man. Y'all won back-to-back Texas Team Trail events. You go over to Lake Belton, which I know both y'all pretty well, and I don't think y'all have a whole lot of history over there. Correct?
Zero
Yeah, I
history.
didn't
The day
think
before.
so. Y'all, before the tournament, the one off limits practice, the one practice day y'all had was the first time either of you have ever been on that lake.
Correct. Yes, sir.
All right, so take us through the practice, what we found in practice to go do and to enable you to win this event on a lake you've never been to.
Well, and not only that, but how does Belton set up? Is it like Texoma? Is it like OHIV? Big rocky lake.
Never been to Ivy. Yeah, more like a Texoma and stuff. It's got them big rocks in it. It's mostly rock. You got some standing timber in a lot of areas, and it's a pretty deep lake.
Okay.
There's a few areas that's kind of flat, but like you come off them rock shelves, and you'll drop to 30, 40, 50 foot pretty quick. But it's a lot of rock for sure. So, but as far as the practice, I think we just made the decision. We'd never been there. We brought two separate boats. We have one day of practice to scan around and just get a look at the lake. So thought we'd have better odds, going two separate ways. And it really, I'll tell you, Lake Belton is a fishery like it is not hard to get bites. There is full of fish, but now as far as catching a 4-pounder, that's pretty tough. But there is fish everywhere, so we immediately started getting bites, which I think everybody did. But I think by like 9 or 10 o'clock that morning, when we had talked to each other, we had both already caught a pretty good one on the same bait, doing the same deal, and which was an Alabama rig, so I love that. I was pumped up, and then we figured out the pattern, the kind of depth deal, and before dark or before we had to get off the water, we had found I think 3 areas that had certain little flat points that we was looking for trying to run, and that we just went and run them or during the tournament. And man, everywhere we went, we got bit, and it's like we would upgrade all day long.
So you did a rotation. I was wondering if you got lucky and found the mother lode, or did you rotate on hole to hole? So you just answered that. Well, that's good.
Yeah, we rotate. Yes, sir. I'd say we probably hit 6 or 8, 10 of those his little main lake flat points, and I really think that's how we got them is because everybody we saw was fishing a little too deep, and we didn't know nothing about the lake, but we both know how to fish deep, and we both went out there a little bit, and neither one of us saw what we liked, and the better quality fish we saw was in like 2 to 6 foot of water, some of them in like 8 foot. And so we just run that depth all day long, and it just worked out. We got quality bites all day long.
Now, how many smallmouth did y'all weigh in at the end of the day?
I think we weighed in 2 or 3 of them. We probably caught 10 or 12 of them. I think we had a 4-pound smallie and like a 3.5.
Yeah.
We had another 3-pounder too. I don't know, but they was all 3 to 4 pound, 3 to 4.5 pounders was our bag. We never had a big fish.
Now, is that common on Belton where you need a mixed bag of smallies and largemouth? I know Texoma used to be like that, but Texoma's gotten now. You can go catch all smallies and do really well.
Yeah, we had a 15 or 16 pound stringer of smallmouth that day of just 3-pounders. We just had a couple largemouth rolled them out. Yeah. But we didn't know. See, that was another thing we didn't know about. We've never been to Belton. We've looked at tournament history, and very seldom is a big stringer caught, like a mid to high 20s.
Yeah.
And so, that 20 number was a mark, and we got all solid fish. And I was going weigh in, I was like, or people asked, did we have them? We like, we don't know. We got a pretty decent stringer, but I don't know if we got enough to win.
Yeah.
And once weigh-in started, I was like, dang, we might have a shot at this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Steve, that's when you know when you're dialed in, when you can go win on a lake that you've never been to. And with Cole and Cody, there's no doubt they can dial it in very quick on a body of water, especially with both of them together. But Steve, we will have a soon to be married man on the phone right now also.
Really? All right.
That is true. That is true.
Well, we'll say a prayer for him.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm gonna need it.
Well, good deal, Cole. Well, congratulations, man. I appreciate you coming on. Hats off to you and Cody on a heck of a year. Also, I mean, not just here in the last summer, man. What an awesome year. What do you got in the fall? You got any championships or anything in the fall? You got Toyota?
I don't think I have it. No, I didn't go to the.
Yeah, you didn't do
We went
that
and
one.
fished another tournament. I didn't go to the U-Fall one. I just fished the two at Rayburn. I think that's about it. I'll be in Colorado guiding elk hunts the month of September, and then just crappie and bass trips in the fall. So that's it.
Cool.
I'll be ready.
That was another one of my questions. Did y'all win AOY, or did you not fish enough of them?
No, we did. We were kind of screwed ourselves looking back, but like I say, you never know how the year would have went. But we didn't go to the second event at Texoma because we was I think there was a Toyota at Rayburn, and then there was I think a Despino at Toledo. Cody was gonna fish that. I don't know. I was thinking more about the money for the weekend, not in the long term.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I went ahead and got my butt kicked at Rayburn, so I got a taste of that, and we didn't go. So, and then I think the third event was at Toledo. We got second in that one, and we got fourth in the first one. Well, then looking back now at the end when we won Belton and then Rayburn, I was like, boy, all we needed to do was go to that other one. We might have won Team of the Year, but
yeah. If you
what did
just
Team of the
showed
Year
up,
get? What did Team of the Year get? I forget.
Team of the Year's got a 20-foot brand new Ranger with a 250 loaded out. Oh, hats off to those guys too. They had a phenomenal year as well.
Did.
I mean, they still would have been hard to beat, but they had a good year.
Who was it?
I think it's that Evan Barnes and there's two younger guys. They're probably my age. I really don't know them myself personally.
I had it pulled up. I'll find it. I'll announce it when we get off the call here with you. But yeah, I mean, no, they had a good year. But I mean, y'all had a first, second, and a fourth. So yeah, you show up and weigh in some fish, you probably win AOY on that last one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd have really topped it off.
Yeah,
but that's part of it. Maybe next year we might be a little smarter and try to fish all of them.
There you go.
Well, good deal, Cole. Man, we appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking the time. And, man, best of luck with the crappie and all the white perch fishing you got going on for the next several months.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, guys. I got to go clean some fish right now. So y'all be good.
All right. Colmore did a great job. That's a good interview, Kev. I enjoyed visiting with him. He gave some good detail, how it all went down. And as fishermen, you and I both understand, to do on one spot for 2 days in a row and catch that kind of weight, that's just, man, that's almost unheard of now. That just doesn't hardly happen.
It is, Steve, but when you're able to do it that quick and get off of it and get away from it, it helps.
Yeah.
When you're able to do it in about an hour time frame and get away from it and don't, like he said, don't educate the fish, then it opens up the possibility of being able to do it, especially on Sam Rayburn.
Yeah, I'm telling, and everybody that fishes Sam Rayburn has, especially on the serious level, that first hour and a half, 2 hours at Rayburn is absolutely critical, especially from probably May 1st on.
Well, it's usually May 1st. June,
I mean, by
1st.
middle of May,
but no, May there's still a lot going on. You still got a lot of brim beds and you still got some grass stuff. I mean, May, even June, the 1st of June, even Cole said it, like the 1st of June, you usually still have to 10 or 11. It's the latter part of June.
Right.
But man, it got hot quick this year and it got humid quick. And those fish went straight to summer patterns. What I'm hearing anyway. And so, but I would initially say from first or second week of June on, I mean, you got to catch them pretty quick.
And this year, up till about mid-May, the wind was just absolutely brutal every weekend, it seemed like. But now the wind's died down. But now you got these pop-up thunderstorms coming through, as he's experiencing today. And we should be on the tail end of that kind of season, too. All that should be tapering off. But I'm showing rain all the way into next week now. And but anyway. All right, we're going to take another quick break and recognize a few of our sponsors when we return. We got lake level reports, upcoming tournaments. And we're also going to talk about ABA, what's going on with that deal. And so we got a lot to cover. And we'll also give you some more of the final results of the Texas Team Championship, as well as the Skeeter Owners Tournament. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Broadus, Texas. Or give him a call at 936-205-4467. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. This segment presented by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana, as well as Toledo Bend Bass Series. Kevin?
Yes, Steve. So Toledo Bend Bass Series, guys, a new series. It's coming to Toledo Bend. It's just only for Toledo Bend. It is a north versus south tournament. One tournament will be north of the bridge. The next tournament will be south of the bridge. $180 entry fee, 100% trailing, no guides, no pros, and no live scope on tournament day. You can go check it out at ToledoBendBassSeries.com for more information, or call 318-401-4520.
All right. Kevin, I think you've got the I guess top 5, top 10, whatever you want to give on the Texas Stream Trail. Wrap it up real
Steve,
quick.
I might have to let you read that one. I had the results right here, and I don't know where they went.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it right here. Is that it? Nope, wrong one. There it is. Okay, here we go. Texas Team Trail. Of course, Cole Moore, Cody Pitt won it with 53.07. Brett Hayden Heck and Milton Adams came in second with 50.12. Josh Benzema from Willis, Texas, and Matthew McCardle, they came in third with 46.08. Jason Bonds, Hayden Marshall were fourth with 44.06. Shane Campbell, Wyatt Frankins, guys, we've had, I think, both of those on this year. They came in fifth with 42.11. Cameron Roan and Stephen Thomas, they were sixth with 42.07. Let's see here. Will Carstens from Alexandria and Ross Bryant, they came in seventh with 41.07. Brandon Meir and Ben Matsubu, know both those guys. They were eighth with 40.09. Ben Burns and Ian Nash, I think, was that the ones that were team of the year, Kevin? They were ninth with 30.10. And then round that top 10, Clayton Bullware, our good friend, and Chris McCall, our good friend, they came in 10th with 38.03. So congrats to all those guys. Again, I don't know who won Angler of the Year, but he said something about Burns. Would that have been them, Ben Burns and Ian Nash?
Well, I just left that one as well. I just had to pull it up, Steve. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Looking over at Bass Champs real quick, the Skeeter Owners Tournament, we'll go over it real quick. There was a 10.04 weighed in. Michael Fegan from Wimberley, Texas. He took home a Skeeter, 20-foot Skeeter Apex with the Yamaha 250 show on it. Lyle Potter from Ore City, Texas, just right down the road from Lake Fork. He had on the low sound, on the under, he had a 286 for a 2025 Yamaha Viking 6 ES Ranch 4x4, four-wheeler, side-by-side. Michael Fegan won it with a 1004. Jeffrey Jones was second from Mount Vernon, Texas with a 989. Jacob Callahan from Yanis, Texas came in with a 914. Colton Eberlin from Lufkin had a 859. Benjamin Kinder had a 839. Josh Bailey had a 830. Vince Folks had a 797. Kyle Skugeld from Decatur had a 722. Michael Blue had a 6.69. And so that kind of rounded out the top bass, pretty much everything right at 7 pounds or greater. So again, they caught them pretty good over there, Kevin. Had a pretty good turnout.
Yeah, they did. They did. I heard they bit pretty well too. A couple of people that I heard that went, they actually caught several fish. But yes, Steve, to answer your question, we'll go. Ian Nash and Ben Burns did win the Progressive Team of the Year title for Texas Team Trail. They finished ninth there at the championship to give them the title. So yeah, Ian Nash and Ben Burns.
All right, good deal. Good deal. Let's see, Kevin, real quick, upcoming tournaments. We got Bass. Well, nope, that's old. Texas Team Trail. Jimmy Granger, Cross Lake, that's all old. So don't have much. I don't show much coming up. ABA, which we can talk about that right now.
Outlaw Outdoors has the Father's Day tournament this weekend on Sam Rayburn.
True. That is exactly right. And okay, ABA, a lot of guys, my phone has rang because everybody knows I fish it and wanting to know details. What's going on? Are we having any more tournaments? Are they having the Solo 150 on Palestine? Everything I'm being told, those guys looking to fish the Solo 150, June 27th and 28th on Palestine. That tournament, from what Chris Whayen has told me, is a go. They're going to have it. Probably will be cash payout. There'll be no more checks written. And speaking of checks, that's kind of what the mess is at ABA right now, Kevin. Everything, oh man, it's just been one disaster after another.
Yeah, to say the least.
I mean, it's just been utter chaos. And here's the bad part, Kevin. One guy won a bass boat, a Camus bass boat at a tournament. They issue him a certificate. Well, he calls ABA and wants to know when can he pick up his boat. They said, well, we don't have your boat. They'll have to build your boat. Well, he says, oh, okay. So he had the initiative to call Camus and say, hey, when will my boat be ready? They had no order for a boat. Did not know about a boat.
That's not good.
And that is, to me, the ultimate in deception. You can't do that to anglers. I mean, here you are, you think you won a boat. Turns out you may not have won nothing at all. And I'm like, what the heck? So the attorney that's representing all these anglers, and it's come to light that, and I actually heard it from the horse's mouth, the attorney himself, there's over $100,000 right now out there that anglers are waiting to get paid, whether it's been through a bass boat, whether it's been cash paybacks, whatever. There's over $100,000 that they owe anglers from Florida, probably to Texas. And
this one lawyer is representing all of them.
One lawyer is representing everybody, supposedly. And if you want to see the podcast, you can go to Slick Johnson's podcast. And it'll say on it, instead of ABA, it'll say ABS. I think it's a typo, but it'll say ABS on it, on the title. So if you type that in, Slick Johnson, ABS news or whatever, I think it'll pull it. You'll go straight to that podcast. And, but they get into the meat of the matter of what's going on. There's something that's fixing to take place, Kevin, with the attorney. Matter of fact, it's this week. He's going before a judge, and he's going to request what's called a receivership, which means ABA will no longer be running itself. Somebody's going to take it over and run it for them, and will handle all the money. They will handle whether there's any tournaments take place. I'm sure that decision will be made. Do we keep having tournaments, or are we shutting it completely down? But if the judge grants that receivership, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole thing could be shut down for good. And they're going to have to either sell assets to pay anglers off. Something's going to have to happen. I mean,
what assets do they have?
Well, I guess whatever vehicles or trailers or, company, whatever they own. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, but I just know that they're going to have to get money from somewhere. Or maybe you don't get blood out of a tournament. Maybe that old saying holds true right here. I don't know, but it's not good. And the thing about it, and I know Morris sent out a big letter last week to all the ABA anglers. Everything's going to be okay. We're still going to have the 2026 race guide. We're going to give away our Ranger boat, this and that. The Camus boat just went on and on and on. I'm like, everything's hunky dory. And it's not. Everything's not hunky dory. And so I don't know. I don't know if they're just trying to save the ship, keep it from sinking, but I think the damage has been done. You and I both know anglers. We know them very well. Once checks start bouncing, Kev, that's kind of the nail in the coffin for a lot of guys. They're not going to want to go fish tournaments like that.
No, and Steve, I believe this would be strike 3 as far as things that's happened with ABA. The championship there a couple years ago.
Yes.
Remember, in Alabama.
Well, the first thing me and some other guys were talking, when did this all start? I actually started 2 years ago at the Solo 150 Nationals. They were supposed to be fishing for $25,000.
Correct. Yes, that one.
Well,
yes.
Day 2 of the tournament, they are told before takeoff, no, you're only fishing for 20. Well, that ticked a bunch of guys off.
So that's like, strike 1. That's what I was talking about. That's strike 1.
Yes.
And then they had another issue with some checks that I was in my head thinking that was strike 2. This is going to be strike 3 for anglers. Like we're done with it.
Yes.
This strike 3, we're done with ABA. In my opinion, hearing the talk and everything, I don't see how they can bounce back from this. The other things, things happen, yada yada yada. Okay, but now with this, as bad as it is, the worst thing, obviously, is running a tournament circus. You can't pay the winners.
Oh, exactly.
There can't be anything any worse.
No.
That being that this happened, and this is again kind of the strike 3. I think they're done, Steve. I don't see how they can go on.
Yeah, and strike 2, in my mind, well, I'm gonna give them benefit of that. We'll say they fouled one of them off, but maybe there's a foul tip on one of these. But anyway. In 2024, the race got, it was supposed to be at Chickamauga.
Right.
Well, supposedly City of Dayton knew nothing about it or wasn't going to pay for the tournament. I don't know. There was some big rigmarole with that. So they moved it to Seminole.
Right.
Which, I love Chickamauga. That's where I really wanted to go because I'd already been there once. So I kind of had a little game.
And you qualified to go to Chickamauga.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You had to qualify for these. And so I wanted to go. Well, they moved it to Seminole, which I've never been before, but turned out I had a really good tournament, did well. I think made top 20, had a good tournament, but that was strike 2. Then last year at the Solo 150 last November, we're at Logan Martin and all checks bounce.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
That was the one I was talking about with strike 2.
Yeah. That was definitely strike 2. And then this year, the military tournament that they just had a couple of weeks ago, all those checks bounced.
Yeah.
So, it's just like, man. And then the race guide was from what guy I pulled out of the race guide. I decided not to go. And boy, a couple of guys said, man, you made the right decision on that deal. Cause that was a zoo. It was a mess. And here's the sad part. You've got some tournament directors, some great guys that do a great job. This has nothing to do with these tournament directors. This is strictly a company internal issue with inside ABA. It has nothing to do with the guys that are running these tournaments. Chris Wayan does an outstanding job. If I was looking for a tournament director tomorrow, that's the first phone call I'm making because he knows what he's doing. He knows how to do it. And he does it right. And the anglers respect him. And But this internal stuff going on inside with bank accounts and everything else, Kevin, is just absolutely, I don't know. This week will tell the tale if a judge grants that, a receivership or not. If that happens, that could be a turning point for all of this. And we'll, again, as Tackle Talk Live, we'll try to keep all you guys up to date on what we're hearing and what we're seeing. And but anyway, I don't know, Kel. It's sad. It's really because ABA has such a great reputation over the years. I mean, that thing's been around forever.
Been around for a long time, yeah.
Since the 90s. I mean, I fished it in the 90s, and that's how long it's been around. And what's that old saying? All good things come to an end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's what's happening here. I don't know. But anyway, all right. Let's wrap this thing up, Kev. Let's see here. Toledo Bend lake levels.
Is that this week's lake levels, or is
yes,
that?
Yes. That's as of yesterday evening.
Gotcha. So Toledo Bend's at 171.51, a difference of 5.88 inches, 10-day gain of 2.04 inches, with no 24-hour loss. So we're up to 171.51 on Toledo Bend.
Yeah, Sam Rayburn's at 163.49. It's 10.92 inches low, 10-day loss of 1.5 inches, and 24-hour loss of 1.06.
Lake of the Pines is at 230.65 feet, difference of 7.8 inches, 10-day loss of 1.68 inches. Steve, I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, 10-day loss of 1.68 inches, but a 24-hour gain of 4.44 inches.
That's all the rain they've been getting in the last day and a half up there. It's starting to flow in.
And they have got pounded over the last
absolutely.
2 days.
Fork is at 403.45. It's 5.4 inches above pool. 10-day gain 2.04, 24-hour gain 1.32 inches over there at Fork. So, that's kind of where your lakes are. And those East Texas lakes, especially Northeast Texas, has really gotten hammered. And those lakes are going to probably be on the rise because they're calling for rain all week this next week, Kevin, off and on. Yeah. So, and these thunderstorms are dropping some heavy amounts of rain at one time. So, but anyway, all right. Tip of the week, guys, if your fishing line, I know guys that have, I'm blessed. I've got a fishing room right here that I'm actually doing the show from, and it stays cool in this room. It's dark in here all the time, except when I'm in here working or doing stuff. But so my fishing line stays in a nice, cool, dark place all the time. But you don't want your fishing line exposed. Like if you got it out in your boat, even your leader line, take it out of your boat this time of year, especially if it's in a hot area where your boat gets really hot. That's not good for your fishing line. Get it in the house, get it in a room somewhere. Some guys put it in a refrigerator. Now, I'm not that guy, but I know some guys that do, and swear that really makes their line last a lot longer. So, but anyway, take care of your fishing line. UV rays are one of the worst things. If you buy a fishing line from a store, try to buy it at a store that's got a lot of turnover with fishing line, because UV rays, actually the lights inside a store if that fishing line is exposed to those lights for long periods of time, it can cause damage to fishing line, believe it or not. And so try to buy your fishing line at a store that's got a high rate of turnover. I think you'll have better quality line that way. All right, Kevin, Shimano, you got anything?
No, holding off on Shimano right now, Steve, because I've got national sales meeting next week at the Shimano headquarters, and then we got ICAST coming up in July. I want to wait and talk about the new ICAST release that we got coming up, but I can't say anything right now. So,
all right, good deal. Looking forward to that. That'll be some good news and something interesting to look forward to. All right. Well, we're going to thank you for tuning us in. Please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, however way you listen to the podcast. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, please message us on our Facebook page. Kevin will send out a detail packet to you immediately. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Tackle Talk Live.